Hey guys, I'm Barbara with BPI Sports and Clean Creations Healthy Meals Delivered, and we're showing you how to make 5 healthy holiday sides. We're gonna be preparing a quinoa turkey stuffing, and this recipe combines the essence of what a holiday dish is, the 3 S's, salty, sweet, and savory. And here's what you'll need. Sea salt, black pepper, rubbed sage, maple syrup, low sodium chicken broth, tri-colored peppers, yellow, green, and red, lean ground turkey, cooked quinoa, celery, carrots, thyme and rosemary, peeled garlic and onion. You'll of course need a dish to bake your stuffing in, and oil spray, olive oil, and as far as utensils, a good sharp knife and a saute pan. So let's get this recipe rolling. The first thing we want to do is really start with our base, and this is what's going to create all the flavor for this stuffing. So the first thing we want to do is dice our vegetables up. We'll start with our onion. Linear chops all the way down, and you just want a rough dice on this. Nothing too small. All right, so we have our onions chopped. We already have these peeled, so we really only need 2 for this recipe. We're making in a small casserole dish, so we don't need a whole lot. So we'll go ahead and just do a rough chop on these carrots. We'll go one more, just about a half of one, just to give us about 2/3 of a cup of carrots before we start sauteing down. All right, and then I also have my peeled garlic ready to go. You can actually buy this in the store already peeled. I highly suggest it because that's the most time-consuming part about garlic, is actually peeling it. All right, so we'll go into the celery. And this is really the base of any good holiday side dish. I'm from New Orleans, so we make gumbo, we make jambalaya all year round, not just during the holidays. But when we start our recipes, celery, garlic, onions, and carrots. That's what we start with. All right, we'll go a little bit more on the celery. So that was really just 2 full stalks. All right, and then our last vegetables, scooch these off to the side. Last vegetables will be our peppers. So easiest way to chop a pepper, just kind of stay around that middle. You know all the seeds are on the inside. That's the part we want to avoid. So we'll just go all the way around. All right, and then we'll go ahead and dice these up, and then our next step will be to start sauteing these down. And then we're gonna take all these beautiful, colorful vegetables right over to our saute pan. All right, so we have our saute pan already at a medium to high heat, and that's what we kind of want to start our vegetables with. I'm just letting this warm up a little bit longer because I want to make sure when I put my vegetables in, it gives me a nice sizzle. So really what we're looking for is just to get these vegetables, they call it sweating them out. So you want it like a translucent look on the onions. And not everything is going to be fully cooked because keep in mind, this is a stuffing. So after we saute everything down and get everything all nice and mixed together, we're going to stick this in the oven and bake it. So we'll transfer everything over. I love this holiday side because we're using quinoa instead of a store-bought stuffing. It's going to give you the same consistency of a great stuffing, but quinoa is higher in protein. It's the only grain that has protein in it, actually. And we're combining it with lean ground turkey. So this dish is actually full of vegetables, good complex carbohydrate, and lean protein. All right, so we want to season this down. I'll grab my sea salt and pepper. So right now we're just working on our savory part of this dish. That savory, sweet, salty flavor combined really makes you feel like you're eating a good holiday warm dish. Nice. And then if you have any family members who are gluten intolerant, this dish is completely gluten-free. So you can, of course, make this for them. And then if you have any family members that are vegan or vegetarian, you can, of course, make this dish without the lean ground turkey. And you can actually do it without the chicken broth and just use water. And then it makes the dish vegan or vegetarian. So if you have family members that are coming in from out of town that have certain dietary restrictions, this dish is very versatile. All right, so I can see these onions starting to get translucent. Our peppers are starting to get tender. Carrots. So we'll go ahead and add in our lean ground turkey. And I'm just going to let this sit right in the center. I want a good brown on each side of this turkey. So if you kind of leave it together instead of breaking it all down, it's going to get that good golden brown on each side. And while I have it sitting here, I want to season our meat as well. So just a little salt and pepper on this. then we're gonna add a little sage. This is dried rubbed sage. You can also get this in the store. And this is used in a lot of holiday dishes. It's got an amazing flavor. You don't need a ton because a little goes a long way. You'll get that really good, rich flavor from it. So just a little bit of rosemary. This is also a very powerful flavor as well, so you don't need a whole lot. And you can just kind of rub your fingers around it. You can break it apart if you don't want those full long sprigs. Thanksgiving is hands down my favorite holiday because I love to eat. That's the true reason why. All right, and then I can see our turkey is starting to cook, so I'm just gonna kind of flip it over all at once. So you can see you got a good golden brown on that turkey. So while I'm letting this simmer, we know we're gonna bake this, so let's go ahead and set our oven up to 375 degrees. And we just wanna let this bake for about 30 to 35 minutes until that quinoa starts to get like a good golden brown on top. All right, this looks about good. We're gonna transfer this into our baking dish. We're gonna mix in our quinoa and we'll add in our sweet factor. Okay, so we have all of our onions, peppers, our turkey all cooked down. It looks amazing. We're ready to transfer this into our baking dish. I'm gonna go ahead and use some oil spray and just coat this really well. We don't want anything to stick in here. And then we'll go ahead and transfer this in. I'm gonna put my quinoa first because I wanna make sure the quinoa to meat mixture ratio is right. So this is a little over a cup of quinoa. And this is our replacement for like a store-bought stuffing, which tends to be high in carb, high in fat, high in calorie. And this is just plain quinoa. So good for you. And then we'll transfer our meat in. So I'm gonna use a little over half of our mixture. Perfect, all right. And then our last step, secret ingredient right here, and this is what's gonna give it that sweet, savory flavor, is our maple syrup. It's pure maple syrup, and you just wanna drizzle it on top. So that was about 2 tablespoons. And then we just wanna add a little bit of low sodium chicken broth to marry all these ingredients together. And that's what's gonna keep it nice and moist. So that looks like a beautiful baking dish full of goodness right here. And we're gonna bake this at 375 for about 35 minutes until we start to see that quinoa get a good golden brown on top. All right, so I'm so excited. Our stuffing is ready to come out of the oven. This is our lean ground turkey stuffing. It smells so good in here. I cannot wait to see this and check it out. Let's pull it out of the oven. Oh my gosh, it is beautiful. So pretty, it's perfect. Exactly what we want, good golden brown on top. And honestly, this is a holiday side, but this is so good you could really eat it by itself. So let's plate this up. Garnish, perfect. And I'm gonna top mine off with a little curly parsley just to give it a little color. If you're bringing this to a party, your family is gonna be so shocked that this is so healthy because it's absolutely delicious. So just a little garnish on top. This is our quinoa turkey stuffing. It looks and smells amazing. For more nutrition tips and healthy recipes just like this, subscribe to our YouTube channel or visit us on bpisports.com. My name's Barbara with BPI Sports, and I will see you guys next time.